1.4, rewrite formulas and equations.
I don't know what to say today. I'm so bored.
So the first one, they give you a formula and it says to solve for the indicated variable, then use the information to find the value of the variable. So for 4, it says solve A is equal to 1/2 BH for H. Wait, nope, I lied, for B. And then after that it says, then find the length of a rectangle with a width of 50 millimeters and an area of 250 square millimeters. I'm literally looking at the wrong problem. Then find the base of a triangle with a height of 6 inches and an area of 24 square inches. I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Okay, there we go. All right, so first thing I need to do is solve for the variable. Any suggestions on how I might go about doing that?
24.
We're not doing that. I'm solving for the variable. I need to get B by itself.
You just plug in the numbers and then solve.
Nope. I said solve for B. No numbers exist. Solve for B.
Oh.
There's 2 parts to these problems.
Would you divide B?
You just say it.
Divide B for each side, or divide B from that side.
I need B by itself.
Oh.
So I was like, why is he just staring at me?
I didn't know if you were looking at me or Maya. Divide by H and then divide 1/2 on each side.
Okay, so divide by H. So I'm going to have A over H is equal to 1/2 B. Multiply by 2, or yes, divide by 1/2. So multiply by 2. So 2A over H is equal to B. Now, I'll give you the rest of the problem. It says that solve for the base of the triangle when the height is 6 inches and the area is 24 inches squared. So now I'm plugging this stuff in. What's happening? So B is equal to 2 times 24 over 6. So B is equal to 8 inches.
Oh.
So if you don't have both of these things, your problem is not right. Alright, solve the equation for y, then find the value of y for the given value of x. So number 8, 4y plus x equals 24. And then once we solve for y, we're solving for when x is equal to 8. So how do I get y by itself over here?
Minus 4y minus 8. No, plus 8 equals 24.
I just said do not plug in numbers.
Oh.
There's 2 steps to these problems. It says solve for y. Get y by itself.
Subtract 8 from
Subtract X.
x.
Okay, I'm deleting this off.
Lower.
Ignore the x equals. If you do not have both of these parts of these problems, they are wrong.
Subtract x.
Okay, subtract x. So 4y is equal to 24 minus x. Now what? Divide by 4. So y equals 24 minus x over 4. Now, x is equal to 8. So then we come over here and we plug it in. Y equals 24 minus 8 over 4. What is that?
4. Oh, Baba.
If you don't have both of these things, your answer is wrong. There you go. All right, 10. 15x plus 4y equals 9. Need y by itself. What do I do?
Subtract 15x on both sides.
So 4y equals 9 minus 15x. Then what?
Divide by 4.
So 9 minus 15x over 4. Now I'm going to plug in negative 3 for x. So y equals 9 minus 15 times negative 3 over 4.
It's 13 and a half.
So it's 27 over 2 or 13 and a half, whichever way you prefer to write it. All right, have you try this one by yourself. 14, 9y minus 4x equals negative 30. And then once you get that solved for y, plug in x is equal to 8. All right, what did we get when we solved for y?
Wait.
Not like the final answer, just when you solved for y.
Y equals negative 30 plus 4x divided by 9.
Yep, and then what did we get when we plugged in 8?
Y equals 2
Yep.
9.
Now, I am going to show you something. I would just leave it this way because there's no real reason to split it. But for some reason, the book likes to split this into 2 separate fractions. So if you're checking your answers, the book would have told you that this was the answer. Okay, they split this into 2 separate fractions. So they basically did 4x over 9 and then negative 30 over 9, and then they reduced it. So if you're checking your answers and you're like, that's not what I got, odds are that's why. Okay, I would just leave it this way. There's no real reason to split it. But if you're like, I would rather split it, I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
Anyways, questions about those? Perfect. All right, so same instructions, just a little bit harder. 24, 9y plus 6xy equals 30. And then once we solve it, we're doing it for x is equal to negative 6.
Give this ourselves
No, we're going to do this one together. Alright, so I'm still solving for y. So initial impressions, do you have anything that you would suggest to do?
I don't know.
You can just,
Divide by 6x.
can't do that.
Oh. Never mind.
I combined like terms.
There's no like terms. What's in both of these?
Y.
3.
Okay, y. I'm trying to solve for y, right? So what I can do is I can take a y out of both. So I'm left with 9 plus 6x.
What?
I just took a y out of both pieces. I basically factored out the greatest common factor minus the number because I'm ultimately trying to solve for y. So while I could also take out a 3, like Maya pointed out, I don't want to because that's going to add another step for me later. So now, any suggestions on how to get y by itself?
Multiply what's in parentheses first.
That would literally just give you what you had already.
Subtract 9.
Can't do that.
Maybe a problem.
Divide.
By what?
Y.
A number.
9 plus 6x.
Bingo.
Yes!
What?
Y equals 30 divided by 9 plus 6x. So this is just being multiplied. When I'm multiplying things, I can divide to get rid of it. So I do that. Now, I want to caution you very quickly. Okay? This is not the same as this. This is not true. We cannot split the denominator up. Okay? The numerator we can. So in this previous problem, we could split it because it had one thing in the denominator and there was stuff in the top. When it's reversed, we cannot do that. Okay? That's like a really common mistake. People start trying to split stuff and that's not true. So don't do that. All right, so now we're solving for x equals negative 6. So I just plug it in. 30 over 9 plus 6 times negative 6. What's that?
30 over 45, which is...
Are you sure?
No.
What?
Negative 37.
Oh, wait, never mind.
29.
29.
Yeah.
27.
27. That's what I said.
30 was
That's what I said.
And then that would reduce to negative 10 over 9.
10. Oh.
Take out a 3.
Unless we don't,
Three.
Why do you have like literally? Where do you rather even get that from?
I had 2.
All right, 26. 4x plus 7y plus 5xy equals 0. And we're ultimately going to do it for x is equal to 1. Any ideas about this one?
Yes.
Take out the
Y.
y.
And the x.
Not yet.
Take out the x's.
Add
No.
Subtract 4x.
Subtract 4x.
Oh my.
3 times the term.
So 7y plus 5xy equals negative 4x. Now what?
Then you take out the Y's.
Now I can take out the
Yeah.
y. I can't take out the y up here because it's not in every single piece. If it was, then I could. So now I'm left with 7 plus 5x is equal to negative 4x.
Negative 4x over 7 plus 5x.
Yep. So there's the setup. Plug in 1. Y equals negative 4 times 1 over 7 plus 5 times 1. Or negative 4 over 12, which is negative 1 over 3. Any questions about that one? Okay. All right, the next one, we're still solving for a variable. but they do not give you something to plug in at the end. So your answer is just going to be left like this, basically. So 28. X, y is equal to x plus y, and it says solve for y. So with these ones, make sure you check which variable it wants you to solve for. This one is still y.
Divide by
I got a
x.
room.
Wait, no.
Subtract
Yeah.
x.
Divide by x.
Nope.
Wait. Subtract y.
Okay.
Subtract x, y.
So xy minus y equals x. Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then divide by divide x.
Can't do that.
Divide by x.
Wait, why
Then
not?
take the
'Cause
X,
it's not
take
in
the
both
Y,
pieces.
Take the Y out. and
Divide.
get the X.
No.
But you
Right.
divide
You divide by
the
x, y
x
minus
from
y.
xy.
Wait, what do you take
I
the
can't
Y?
do that. I have to take it out of everything if I'm going to do that.
Take the Y out of. Yeah, you can take the Y out.
Yep. I'm taking the y out, and I'm left with x minus 1.
And then you do the divide.
So y equals x over x minus 1. Jeez, that was almost his head. I was like, okay. So I'm gonna give you 2 of like the problems out of this part that are like challenge problems. They have 3 variables in them.
3.
Okay, it works the same way, but they have 3 variables in them. I want you to try them as part of your homework, but remind me on Monday and we can go over them if you're confused about them. So, problems 5, 9, 17, 23, 29, and 33. Wait, 33. Oh, 33 is basically like the first problem that we did. It's just a word problem, but it's not like it's the exact same stuff that we did. So 29 is the 3 variable problem that I want you to try.